I have a lot of books in my library at home from doctors, professors, scientists, naturopaths, naturopathic doctors who are having success helping their patients to conquer cancer. And so I read them all and I want to find the three common denominators. Cancer loves acid. Cancer also loves no oxygen. So knowing those things, it makes a lot of sense to alkalize the tissues.
Hello and welcome back. I'm Barbara O'Neill. Today, we're going to talk about something that can make a real difference in your health, the 11 foods that cancer absolutely hates. Research shows that certain foods can help your body fight off cancer cells and support overall health. These foods are packed with powerful nutrients and antioxidants that can help reduce inflammation, boost your immune system, and keep your cells in top shape. In this video, I'll share which 11 foods you should consider adding to your diet to give your body the best chance at staying cancer-free. As a thank you for joining me today, we're giving away 100 free copies of my best-selling book to our subscribers. So if you haven't yet, hit subscribe, like this video, and comment why you want to win. Now let's get started.
Lima beans and lentils and soy are the three alkaline-forming legumes.
Let's talk about some powerhouse legumes: lima beans, soy, and lentils. These aren't your average beans. They're nutrient-rich, versatile, and play a significant role in cancer prevention. You might be surprised by how much these small foods can do for your health. The American Institute of Cancer Research supports this, stating that regularly consuming legumes like lentils can help lower the risk of cancer. So, what makes these legumes such powerful cancer fighters? First, let's look at lima beans. They're packed with compounds called protease inhibitors. These may sound complex, but their job is simple. They help prevent the formation of cancer cells. This is especially important for cancers like breast and colon cancer, which are among the most common. By adding lima beans to your diet, you're actively working to lower your cancer risk. Next up are soybeans, which are well known for their health benefits. What makes soy stand out in the cancer-fighting world is its high content of isoflavones. These compounds, such as genistein and daidzein, mimic estrogen in the body, which might seem strange at first. But here's the interesting part. They bind to estrogen receptors, which may help reduce the risk of hormone-sensitive cancers like breast cancer. It's like these isoflavones trick the body in a way that works to your advantage, lowering the chance of cancer. Then there are lentils. These small beans may seem modest, but they're loaded with folate, a B vitamin essential for healthy cell division. Without enough folate, cell division can go wrong, increasing the risk of cancers like colon or breast cancer. By regularly eating lentils, you're helping your cells divide properly, reducing your cancer risk in the process. Now, when you combine these three legumes, lima beans, soy, and lentils, you're not just getting cancer-fighting nutrients, you're also packing in fiber, which, as we know, is important for keeping blood sugar levels stable. Cancer cells thrive on glucose, so keeping your blood sugar balanced helps slow their growth. But there's more. These legumes are also rich in saponins, a compound that has been shown to inhibit cancer cell growth. Saponins are like a secret weapon these legumes bring to the table, preventing cancer cells from spreading and even triggering their death. The benefits don't stop there. Regularly eating legumes can help protect against various types of cancer, including breast, prostate, colon, and even lung cancer. These legumes are fighting cancer in multiple ways. They stop cancer cells from growing, prevent them from spreading to healthy tissues, regulate blood sugar, and even bind to harmful substances like carcinogens, preventing them from being absorbed into the bloodstream.
No, the lemon is acid where it should be. That's why you'll find that most of our salad dressings have lemon in them. But when it is broken down in the gut and the minerals are dispersed and absorbed into the blood and thus to the tissues, it has an alkaline effect because the lemon is high in the alkaline minerals, which is sodium and potassium, calcium, magnesium and iron. These are the alkaline minerals, and the lemon is high in the alkaline minerals. Don't you love the lemon? Every home should have a lemon tree. And if you're in a unit, you can have a lemon tree in a pot on your veranda.
Lemons are full of alkaline minerals such as sodium, potassium, calcium, magnesium and iron, and they offer more benefits to your body than you may realise. Think of your body as a machine, and these minerals are the essential parts that keep everything running smoothly. They help regulate your body's pH balance, creating an environment where cancer cells are less likely to thrive. Here's something interesting. Lemons actually have more potassium than apples or grapes. Potassium is vital for controlling blood pressure and supporting heart health. It also plays a significant role in regulating blood sugar levels. This is important because cancer cells rely on glucose to survive, and by keeping your blood sugar stable, you effectively deprive these cells of their main energy source. Potassium also supports insulin production, which helps keep blood sugar in balance. Magnesium is another important mineral found in lemons, especially when it comes to managing stress. Stress can weaken your immune system, making your body more susceptible to diseases like cancer. Then there's calcium, which you typically associate with strong bones. But did you know it also aids in the absorption of vitamin D? And vitamin D is essential for regulating cell growth. Picture your cells going through a life cycle. They grow, mature, and eventually die. Vitamin D ensures this process stays in check. When this cycle is disrupted, it can lead to uncontrolled cell growth, which is how cancer begins. So by promoting healthy cell growth, vitamin D can help lower your cancer risk. Here's another interesting point. Your body can produce vitamin D just by being exposed to sunlight. On top of all this, lemons are rich in antioxidants like limonene, found mostly in the peel and juice. Limonene has been studied for its potential cancer-fighting properties, and research suggests it could be very effective in preventing and slowing cancer cell growth.
Vitamin D is also being hailed today as the anti-cancer vitamin. In fact, the research is showing that it can stop cancer in its tracks and even convert the cell back to a healthy cell. That's quite remarkable.
Limonene, a potent compound found in lemons, has been shown to prevent the spread of cancer cells, induce their death, and even enhance the effectiveness of conventional cancer treatments. Its antioxidant properties also safeguard cells from damage caused by free radicals, reducing the risk of cancers such as colon, breast, lung, and stomach cancer.
For your grains, the millet is alkaline. We had millet this morning. It's a delicious grain, isn't it? I'm sure you can understand when I said it needs to be dressed. It's basically a bland grain, but it's very nice with the stewed apple and the pear cream and the sprinkles on top. Or it's also very nice if you have it with savoury, your lentils. Quinoa. I think we'll be having quinoa at another breakfast time. These are alkaline grains, but they're also gluten-free grains, so that's made them very popular. Amaranth. Amaranth is a grain that's not very well known. I think the Aztecs, traditionally they've eaten the quinoa and the amaranth. It's a very tiny grain, and when you cook it, it goes like a lump of glue. But what I often do when my grandsons are with us, because they like a porridge, I'll put a little amaranth with the millet, or I'll put a little amaranth with the quinoa, or if they have oats, I'll put a little amaranth with the oats. So that's quite nice. Spelt. Spelt and kamut are wild hybrids of the original wheat.
Let's take a closer look at why these grains are so effective in the fight against cancer, starting with the basics. We're talking about foods like millet, quinoa, amaranth, spelt, brown rice and oats. You might be wondering, why are these grains so powerful in cancer prevention? Well, the key is that they're alkaline. This is important because cancer cells struggle to thrive in an alkaline environment. Simply put, maintaining a balanced pH in your body helps create conditions that make it harder for cancer cells to grow. But that's not all. According to both the American Institute for Cancer Research and the World Cancer Research Fund, eating at least 90 grams of whole grains daily can lower your risk of cancer, especially colorectal cancer. That's a significant amount of protection from something as simple as adding more grains to your diet. So, how does this work? The answer is fiber, and whole grains are full of it. When you eat fiber-rich foods, the fiber moves through your digestive system, binding to harmful substances like carcinogens. This helps reduce their harmful effects before they can cause damage. Think of fiber as sweeping up the harmful stuff along the way. Even more impressive is how fiber helps keep your gut healthy. It's essential for feeding the good bacteria in your digestive system. You can think of fiber as food for these beneficial bacteria. When they're nourished, they help lower inflammation and strengthen your immune system, both crucial for fighting cancer. And when your gut is in good shape, your overall health improves, making it harder for cancer cells to thrive in such a balanced environment. There's also the connection to blood sugar. Grains, particularly those high in fiber, help regulate blood sugar levels. Because they're digested more slowly, glucose is released gradually into your bloodstream, preventing sharp spikes. This is important because cancer cells feed on glucose. By keeping your blood sugar stable, you make it harder for those cells to get the energy they need. Here's something you might not know. Most of these grains are naturally gluten-free. While gluten itself isn't a direct cause of cancer, many people who follow gluten-free diets report less inflammation. Chronic inflammation is a big concern because over time it can cause genetic damage and DNA problems, which may increase cancer risk. Reducing inflammation through diet can play a major role in lowering that risk. So when you fill your plate with these grains, you're not just eating healthy, you're taking active steps to protect your body from cancer and boost your overall well-being. Next on the list of alkaline cancer-fighting foods is nuts.
There's another book called Life Without Bread. Dr. Natasha Campbell McBride, she also talks about the effect of the wheat on the gut and thus the brain. So there are a few books that talk about it. So coming back to our alkaline forming foods, the two nuts are your almond and Brazil. And all your seeds have an alkaline effect. So what has an acid effect? Before we go there, there's one other, is fruit. Now I've got a question mark with fruit too. Why have I got a question mark? If someone has a yeast presence in their body and they're eating a lot of fruit, the sugar in the fruit will feed the yeast. And as the yeast feeds on the sugars in the fruit, it gives off acetic acid. It gives off lactic acid. It gives off uric acid. So it basically is feathering its nest. So when a person has a yeast presence and they're eating a lot of fruit, can you see that they are feeding the problem? And they're creating the environment of 5.5 where yeast loves to live. And alcohol is also given off. Alcohol breaks down in the body to acetaldehyde. And acetaldehyde is a neurotoxin. We don't want a neurotoxin. A neurotoxin is a brain killer. There are 5 places you can be exposed to acetaldehyde. Yes, if someone consumes alcohol. Yes, if someone has a yeast problem and they're having a lot of fruit, it will break down to this. Cigarette smoke, car fumes give off acetaldehyde, and the last one is vinegar. We don't use vinegar here. We use lemon. Lemon is far superior. Let's have a look at acid-forming foods now. These acid-forming foods are high in the acid-forming minerals, which is phosphorus, sulfur, and chlorine. So what foods are high in phosphorus, sulfur, and chlorine? Meat. This explains why Dr. Colin Campbell found he could turn cancer cells on and off like a switch by the amount of meat and dairy products he was giving the rats.
Nuts like almonds, walnuts and pistachios are not just delicious snacks, they're also effective in the fight against cancer and should be included in your diet. How do nuts help prevent and combat cancer? It's all about their nutrient profile. Packed with healthy fats, fibre and protein, nuts help maintain stable blood sugar levels and prevent cancer cells from flourishing. They're also rich in antioxidants that protect cells from the damage caused by free radicals. For instance, walnuts contain an antioxidant called gamma-tocopherol, which has been associated with a lower risk of breast cancer. The American Institute for Cancer Research suggests that consuming just 1 ounce of nuts daily can reduce your cancer risk by 15%. This is partly due to antioxidants like vitamin E and selenium, which shield cells from free radical damage that could lead to cancer. Nuts also provide phytochemicals such as flavonoids and phenolic acids that slow the growth of cancer cells and reduce inflammation, making it harder for cancer to spread. Omega-3 fatty acids, particularly those found in walnuts, play a significant role in cancer prevention. They help reduce inflammation, which has been linked to cancer, and can even inhibit the growth of cancer cells. Omega-3s activate proteins called PPARs, which help prevent cancer cell growth and promote the death of cancer cells.
Dark green leafy vegetables are also alkaline forming. Dark green leafy vegetables we should be eating every day. That's your kale, that's your parsley, that's your, what you call them, collard greens. Do you know, I've never seen collard greens in Australia. You can tell I'm in Alabama. They're a popular food here, but we do have spinach and silver beet, kale. We should be eating something from the dark green family of vegetables every single day. And if you don't, you really should have a dose of green barley or super greens. Also vegetables. Vegetables have an alkaline effect. But there is a question mark with vegetables. I'm putting a question mark here because for some people these have an alkaline effect and sometimes an acid effect. It's the tomato and bell pepper, or in Australia we call that capsicum. Also eggplant, and some countries call this aubergine. And last is the potato. Now this is not the sweet potato. The sweet potato is actually not a potato. The sweet potato is a yam. I'm referring to the English potato or the Irish potato. This is the nightshade group of vegetables, and for some people they have an acid effect, and for some people they have an alkaline effect. Let me tell you what I have found with me. My mother died at 51, a cripple in a wheelchair with rheumatoid arthritis. I have strong inherited genes to that way. And my body says to me, a little tomato now and then. My body says to me, don't even touch the bell pepper. What happens if I touch it? Oh, it repeats on me all afternoon and my energy just goes. So I say, I'm hearing your body and I don't eat it. The eggplant, I have a little eggplant now and then, maybe twice a month. Potato, my husband's an Irishman. Potatoes must be in every main meal, so I have it probably most days. That's what my body tells me. I don't know what your body will tell you.
Another potent food on the list of cancer-fighting options is leafy greens. Leafy greens are loaded with nutrients like vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. Examples include kale, parsley, collard greens, and spinach. These greens promote regular digestion, helping to prevent constipation and diverticulitis, both of which are linked to an increased risk of colorectal cancer. But that's not all. Leafy greens are rich in antioxidants such as vitamin C and E, and beta-carotene, which protect cells from damage and help lower cancer risk. Kale, for example, contains glucosinolates, compounds known to slow the growth of cancer cells. It also contains K-empherol, a flavonoid linked to a reduced risk of cancer and other chronic diseases. Parsley, often seen merely as a garnish, is packed with apigenin, a compound with powerful anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties. It also has myricetin, known for its anti-cancer effects. Collard greens, another excellent choice, are filled with antioxidants like lutein and beta-carotene, which help protect cells and reduce inflammation. They also contain glucoraphanin, which aids in detoxifying the body and flushing out potential cancer-causing substances. Spinach is another leafy green worth including. It's high in alpha-lipoic acid, an antioxidant that reduces inflammation and slows the growth of cancer cells. Spinach is also a good source of folate, a B vitamin that supports healthy cell division. Thanks for watching. I hope you found these tips helpful and feel inspired to add these cancer-fighting foods to your diet. Remember, small changes can make a big difference in your health. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss an update. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.